So this is one of the most beautiful covers I've ever seen for the book Nevernight by J. Christoph. J. Christoph is an arch enemy, dude. J. Christoph, I don't like this author one bit. I remember suffering through Stormdancer, and I remember making a rant review for that, and then I remember making several other videos covering J. Christoph because I was curious as to how someone could have written a book that bad and that infuriating. And so today, actually just last Friday, by the way, that would be 2 days ago, I essentially tried to read Nevernight. I tried to pick it up, I tried to give it a chance after avoiding it for like, what, 2 years at this point? Big mistake, because I stopped reading few chapters in, to be very specific, chapter 4. Prose. How to not write prose in a book. Because this book is the embodiment of how to not write prose. It pissed me off. Chapter 1, firsts. I don't know what happened with J. Christoph and what he was thinking, but by writing the book in this particular way, he made it difficult to read. I mean, you're trying to write a book, and you're trying to write a book so that people can understand it. You're trying to write that book so that, you know, the prose can be vivid and there can be beautiful imagery. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't like minimalist fantasy. What I am advocating here is not minimalist fantasy. Because you see, I am still advocating for dense prose that is beautiful, that goes on for the sake of prose. However, you have to also make it clear. You have to also make it readable. Okay, this is a problem that is very common with George R. R. Martin. Essentially, his language is not difficult to understand. It's just that the way he structures sentences and paragraphs, he's out of order in terms of like as an author. But with J. Christoph, we have the most try-hard, the most I want to have beautiful prose author I have ever seen, but along the way ends up writing nonsense that really just takes away from the enjoyment of the story, because I have to invest time in trying to understand what the heck is going on. Number two, it's not very beautiful prose, okay? He writes in the first chapter, the boy was beautiful. Caramel smooth skin, honeydew sweet smile, black curls on the right side of unruly, strong hands and hard muscle, and his eyes, oh daughters, his eyes. I mean, why are you adding this? At least, you know, just put a period there and then write, you know, they were 5,000 fathoms deep. I don't know if you should be using that, but whatever, right? Pull you into love even as he drowned you. This is not really bad. This sentence is not bad. But this is so recurrent and so disgustingly bad. And he does it over and over and over. Now, what is happening here is itself also very confusing, because this is, you know, essentially, this will be told again, but from a different perspective. As you can see here, the man was repugnant. And his eyes, oh daughters, his eyes. This prose, this type of prose, this style of prose doesn't work. It takes away from the enjoyment of the story. It makes reading the book a task to its own. Every time I'm, you know, just scrolling down to a new page, I'm having to realize, oh no, this is a book. Like, I am reading a book. And this is what I'm talking about. Prose can take away from the story. It is annoying when the writer writes the story deliberately in a way to take away the enjoyment from the story, because they not only confuse the structure, because this beginning is structurally confused, but at the same time, the prose is stylistically confused. You have so many analogies that do not work. I haven't finished this book, but I know quite a good number of people who have actually read it, and they have reviewed it, and you know, they have written essentially more examples of this stuff. As you can see here, Emily May writes, or she quotes, this is the F moment, right? The 3 suns hanging on a chain about his throat tried to gleam, but the clouds in the crying sky told them no. Do you see what I'm talking about? This is a stylistically confused prose. But also, do not forget, the book is structurally confused. Mia aside, took her temper by the earlobe and, you know, pulled it to the heel. All these quotes are from the book, by the way. And then there are, Emily writes, and then, they were all the ones that I really just didn't understand. These are metaphors, by the way. The girl felt the words in her chest, in the deepest, darkest place, where the hope children breathe and adults mourn, withered and fell away, floating like ashes on the wind. Another one is, if her face were a puzzle, most would put it back in the box unfinished. Another one is, something had followed her from that place, that the place above the music where her father died, something hungry, a blind grub consciousness, dreaming of shoulders crowned with translucent wings. Translucent, he uses that a lot, by the way. And she who would gift them. That's what I mean. This book is a tragedy of how to not write a book. The story is not bad. I would like to say, and I would like to clarify one more time, that this book, story-wise, is not bad. See, the story follows this girl who is an assassin, and she is an assassin in order to essentially avenge the murder of her family. So the protagonist of this story is not a bad protagonist. They are a well-motivated, clear character that is easy to root for. The other characters in the story, they are so, they have a lot of different aesthetics. They have different voices. They sound different. The dialogue in this story is good. The pacing is actually very good. The world building is very good. There are a lot of things to love about this story. But just the stylistic confusion that is happening, the way the author takes a perfectly good story and essentially just muddles it and just, backs so much nonsense into it, is an achievement to its own. It was so bad that I had to stop, and I did, and I will never give this book another chance. As you can see, by the way, I'm not lying when I say there is a lot of merit to this book. There are so many people who loved it, Let's find a 5-star review. It shouldn't take long. Yeah, 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars. This book is not bad. I'm not saying that the book is bad. I'm not saying that the book is not worth reading. It's just that it's so painful to read this book that it's not worthy of the time, because there are so many other books that are so far better structured, with such far better prose in terms of style, where the authors are not trying to be avant-garde and trying to essentially show you how much of an artist they are, and they're not trying to flog you with nonsense. Okay, flog is a bit of a strong word there, but it is what it is. I don't like this book. I really hate it. I hope that this book dies in hell. If you read it and you enjoyed it, good for you. I am not saying that there is no merit in this book. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this. This is how to not write a book. It just is what it is. Don't write your book like this. You can have a perfectly good story, and you can end up muddling it so hard and so much that you essentially make it unreadable. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please consider subscribing if you did. Have a nice day.